All right, everybody out there on YouTube, we've got factory rider Deegan Brown's bike in here today. Deegan called me yesterday, said he's having a bunch of noise coming out of his disc brake. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and tear down his back wheel. We're gonna pull it out of there, give everything a nice little wipe down. That way we can get everything cleaned up. We're gonna show you guys how to get that disc brake with that disc slotted up in there. That way that rotor's nice and clean. Try to get everything good and dialed for him.
Yeah, dude.
All right, guys, so we've already pre-loosened all the bolts here just to make it a little bit easier. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these bolts out. Again, with the whole vision set up, everything comes out real nice and easy. So once we get that out of there, we're gonna get this side out as well. That's gonna allow us to go ahead and drop that back wheel. Let's get his chain off here. I'm gonna drop that back wheel out of the way, set that to the side. So Deegan said that his bike is always nice and clean. We're looking around here, he might have been fibbing, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get some brake degreaser, pretty much any cleaning agent. We're gonna try to get as much stuff off of there as possible, okay? One of the big things about disc brakes is if you do get any kind of contamination, grease, any kind of dirt that gets in there, you will start to get squeaks and things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and get some brake cleaner. We're gonna go ahead and wipe down all the components of his disc brake, and then we'll go ahead and reassemble everything. All right, guys, so we got Deegan's back wheel here. This is his disc for his brake. We're gonna go ahead and give this a wipe down. I've got a container here full of some brake cleaner. Go ahead and spray that on there, fold it over. Now what this brake cleaner does is it basically gets rid of any contamination that's kind of got on that disc. Sometimes if you're lubing a chain or something, a little bit of that oil from the other side of the bike can get on there. So what we're gonna do is just give that a good, nice wipe down, try to get as much of that off as we can. That way his brakes are nice and smooth, okay? Big thing to pay attention to here is always try to keep your disc as clean as possible, okay? Give it a wipe down, a good disc brake cleaner, any kind of brake cleaner, just anything that can get on there. You just don't want to do anything that's grease-based, anything like that, because if it gets slick, then your brakes won't work nearly as well. We've got that cleaned up. We're gonna go ahead and reassemble it on the back of the bike now. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and mount Deegan's back wheel here. So you're gonna see here that disc brake. Those little pads in there are what actually stops the bike by squeezing on the disc. So the first thing you want to do is get that part lined up. Go ahead and slide it in there. Now you'll see it'll slide and there's just enough room for it to get in there, okay? Go ahead and mount it into there. Once you get that part done, then you know now you're good for your rear bolts. So go ahead and get those started. Get that spun in there. We'll come back and do the one on the other side. All right, we've got that back wheel set now. Disc brake looks good. The easiest way to check is to go ahead and make sure everything's clear out of the frame. We'll get that chain out of the way and then just give it a spin, okay? If it's touching, you're gonna know right away. It's gonna make some noise or it's even gonna have some drag or some rub. So as long as it's going and it's spinning both ways good, we'll go ahead and give them a quick little squeeze of the brakes there, just so that we know everything's working correctly. Next up, we're just gonna go ahead and fix this chain here and you guys will be all set to go. Do a couple of checks just to make sure everything's rolling nice and smooth. All right, guys, so back wheel's going good. Everything's rolling nice. Brakes are working fine. I don't hear any squeaking or anything, so Deegan will be happy about that. Now the only thing we gotta do is set the chain. Again, Deegan does run the spring-loaded version, so all we gotta do is spring that back up into place, and then they're good to go. That's gonna be that perfect tension that we like. Wheels spinning nice and true, and everything's good to go. If you have any comments, maybe you have some issues with your brakes, go ahead and shoot those comments down below. As always, like, subscribe. We always want to make sure that your brakes are running nice and dialed before you get out on the track. Any questions, go ahead and hit us up at Supercross, and we'll see you guys out at the track.